It's Holly's Dolly Hobby.
Hey Dolly friends, it's me Holly and welcome to my channel. And today, as you can see, we have another Smart Doll unboxing. I am really excited about this doll. I was debating on her or Fortitude, and this is Against All Odds. And she was initially made by Danny Chu as a cosplay for Ellie, who I believe is the main character from the video game The Last of Us, which my husband has played, but I have not. Anyway, I don't know if he'd already planned on making her into a full available doll, or if the way people wanted her so much, he decided to go ahead and manufacture her. Either way, I'm excited to have her. And I can't wait to show you. Ooh, I got the new bag. How exciting. So I got the Be Seen with Smart Doll. So it actually now matches my t-shirt that I got at the Smart Doll Expo in Seattle back in May. I got the t-shirt from the lady, My Lady Disdain. All right, let's just get right into it. Let's look at her first. I went ahead and chose the cinnamon because, I mean, I went back and forth, cinnamon or tea. I liked both of them, but down the road, I really want to get a tea Legion. And I believe Legion and Against All Odds have the same eyes, or else very, very similar. And so that was kind of my deciding factor. And I liked the contrast of the fairest skin with her auburn hair. And she's gorgeous. Here she is, her beautiful face. So I hadn't fully decided on her until Danny posted her story, Against All Odds, and how no matter what the odds were against her, she still overcame them, and she basically demonstrates perseverance and resilience in the face of what seems like total loss. So I really liked her story, and that's really honestly what pushed me over between her and Fortitude. I really do love Fortitude, but the story for me has a little more of a push, I guess. I can create kind of a character out of them when I hear their story, which is what I've done with most of the dolls I've purchased. They all have a character or a story based kind of on their initial doll name and background. I am not going to show you all the body stuff because you guys have probably all seen that. The other thing I loved about her, well, her freckles, her hair, but she has a scar here. And that to me, I know it's tiny. I was trying to show my mom pictures and she couldn't even see it, but for whatever reason, this little scar, I love it. I love it so much. All right, let's get into her box and see. I didn't buy any clothes for her. And I'm gonna be talking about that here in a second, my plans for her and her character. All right, let's see what we have in here. It's really just gonna be her wig, the card, and the wig, and the stand. Oh, that's right, derp. I also bought her elf ears because initially I was thinking of making her like a woodland elf, and then I was like, well, maybe she could be, oh wait, I'm not gonna tell you, just a second. There's other ideas, hold on. The elf ears will likely come into play. Okay, so let's take a look at her wig. According to Danny, this is a brand new wig that they manufacture. I'm kind of loving getting the ones with the new wigs because I have Astrid with a brand new wig. Okay, so here it is. It's a shorter, kind of a reddish color. It's a very natural redhead, which I love it. Although I've known some very vibrant redheads, including my brother and my niece, and so many of my family have red hair, but this is very similar to theirs. And it's a shorter style, but it's long enough to do a ponytail, which was their goal. All right, let's see how she looks with it on. So a quick note, it says on the bag the wig is maple. I love that. And actually, when I was thinking of making her an elf, one of the names I thought of was Maple. But to me, Maple is not fierce enough, so I didn't go with that. But maple wig, for those of you who want to know. All right, well, here she is in the wig. It was a little harder to get on than some of the wigs are. I think it's usually harder that first time. It doesn't have, though, the section that goes over the edge. So I don't really know. I don't know when I'll be getting one of those. And maybe it already is one and I don't know. So this is her I guess you could say, out of the box. And I thought I'd pop the ears on, show you guys how to do it. So I love how the progression of these elf ears on the website. Danny's constantly changing the name because people are always complaining how hard they are to get on or keep on. And I forget where the name is now, but ridiculously hard to get on ears, something like that, but it's pretty hilarious. So what you do, what I've done, is you put this section here in the wig and the wig holds it in place. Now another thing I've done, I have some tea ears. I've put some of that sticky tack stuff that I actually get with my Blythe elf ears. I stick that in here and then I stick it on, and that also keeps them secure. So they aren't the most secure, and if it's just in the wig. So you tuck that in like that, and you can see it does pop out a little bit, so you might need to secure them a bit more. But with the hair going over, it's and you can see the line just a little bit. But it's amazing to me how quickly the character changes when you give them the elf ears. And now I'm going to talk about how I'm going to dress her. So when I got looking for trouble, I'd already figured it out. More of a cyberpunk vibe, which I adore cyberpunk everything. It's really what I'm focusing on a lot over the summer. But before there was cyberpunk, at least in my mind, there was steampunk. And I can't even really remember when I first noticed steampunk. I feel like I've just always known about steampunk. And I was trying to think back just for this video, and I feel like the very first time I could even really put into an idea of when steampunk sort of hit my mind was I was watching as a kid that Return to Oz movie. It didn't do well. It's a little shocking. I loved it. I read the book by Frank L. Baum, Return to Oz, and in there's a character, I think his name is TikTok, and he's this little round robot clock that's all wound with gears, like a clock, but he's got gears all over him and he's paneled metal. And I feel like that's the first recollection of anything that resembled a steampunk vibe, gears and lots of machinery. It's a total alternate universe type realm. Anyway, all that to say, I have considered making her steampunk and possibly a steampunk elf, because why not? And I don't have her official steampunk outfit right now, but I have some things that might work. So I thought you guys can kind of ride along with me in experimenting with some clothes that could kind of work for a steampunk vibe for her. Let me show you what I have and we'll play around a little bit. So I thought I would show you one of my steampunk dolls that I already own. This is the Pull-Up Cheshire Cat. And of course she's done by Pull-Up by Groove. I think she's a Groove release. There's some really fabulous steampunk pull-ups out there if you're interested. She's got the key and she doesn't have a lot of gears now that I look at her. She's got the dice, of course, Cheshire Cat, I feel like, because we're talking about Alice in Wonderland. But she is, and there's her tail. Typically steampunk is going to have a bit of a Victorian vibe, kind of veers in between Victorian and even a little bit Renaissance, depending on how they dress. But there's usually corsets, leather strapping. We've got a lot of bronze and brass metal details, lots of buckles, chains and things that resemble gears. And with Pull-Up anyway, they have a whole lot of, see, here's a gear here on her ear, lots of bolts. So when I was first getting into Pull-Up, my friend Amy, she's a fellow doll collector, she sent me this whole entire Pull-Up steampunk outfit that's actually for a doll, which is a smaller version of Pull-Up. I believe it's like the little sister. Anyway, like here is the top. Obviously this is not gonna work for a smart doll in scale. Some of it, however, like the ears, the eye patch. There's a lot of eye augmentation or gear in the steampunk world. So a patch I thought could be fun. Look, this has like a clock on it. This is part of the outfit, but she's not gonna wear that. We have a spring and a gear, good feature. Now this is to be, I think this is a waist, but I thought, ooh, it might work on the lower thigh or the upper arm. These are, I believe, thigh cuffs, but I think, oh yeah, look at that. Totally work for the wrist. So I love taking what I have of other dolls that seemingly have no carryover and seeing what I can make work. That to me is really fun. But the coolest part is this back, I don't know, back panel wings that would go on the doll. And the scale for this is, trust me, the scale for this is going to be perfect. Obviously, she can't wear just this. So we need to figure out other parts of her costume. And I have an answer for that as well. So hang in there. So in a previous video, when I first got Astrid, I did a whole bunch of try-ons and we discovered that a girl for all time has pieces that will fit. Now I have this Matilda doll that I purchased secondhand, and she came in her original outfit, and she also had this cloak, which is additional, and then this key. Ooh, it's not brass, but that's fine. She did also come in little pants, which I don't think those will fit, and then socks, which I'm not sure we're gonna use those. But I thought for sure the skirt could work. I want to take apart this outfit and try some of these pieces on. And I know it will be short, but that's the other thing with steampunk. Sometimes it goes all the way to the floor. Other times they're a little more flirtatious and they're short, and it's just kind of however you want to do it. So I feel like in this case, my lovely Against All Odds can go either way. All right, I have one other doll I was gonna show you. So I have this Maru and Friends. This is, I believe the sculpt was designed by Diana Effner. That's right, Diana Effner. And I got her also in the same place. This is something I purchased at the UFDC convention last year. She's actually wearing this sweater, you guys. It's hilarious. It's actually a coffee cup cozy. Like, here's where the handle for the mug would go, and that is what this is. So I'm gonna take this off and show you some of the pieces of her outfit that I think might work. So I have a feeling that this corset might work. Now, it's a pretty vibrant color, and typically with steampunk, you don't have vibrant, and I recognize that red is the dominant color in most of the pieces, so I don't know that this is going to work, but I thought we'd try it. I kind of think it's gonna work. And then I just don't know about the white shirt. I think the skirt would work, but we're not going for Cinderella. Oh, sorry, this is a Cinderella if I didn't say. Maybe the sweater. Oh, I just made a beanie. Look at that. Okay, we'll save that for a different girl. Okay, I'm gonna undress Matilda here, show you each piece of the outfit, and we will see what we can come up with for Against All Odds. Okay, so here are the separate pieces, but so she had first underneath it was this slip, which you can see some red there because the skirt has a red waistband. But then over the top of that, we had an underskirt, which also has red staining. So my little red flags are going, yikes. And then, oh, I'm sorry, under all of that were these pantaloons, if that's what they're called. And that actually might fit. There isn't a lot of give. We can try it. And then of course the separate skirt, which is beautiful. Look at how gorgeous this is. This is just beautiful. Now, here is the thing that really has me concerned. With all of those layers, her body is still stained. Oh, and then there's even red on her ankles. So now I'm going to ponder some stain resistant items. I have a shirt, but so I'm going to be putting her in this stain resistant kind of undershirt with everything else. So she's gonna have like several layers. And I'm also going to give her knee-high socks to go with her boots. So I'm gonna go ahead and put together the outfit and show you guys how she looks when she's all finished. All right, well here she is in her little makeshift steampunk outfit. I went with dark boots as opposed to the light brown that I have. And let's go ahead and start, I guess, at the top. I didn't do the eye patch on her eye. I decided not to. She's wearing a fur stole that actually is a Journey Girls fur, and it has a gem on it. I just typically hide the gem. And then I use the eye patch on her arm as kind of like maybe a pocket. Just has more of those gears. Corset did fit, but with all the layering, it's pretty tight. I only got one button to fit. And all the strapping, I know there's like hearts, so it's not really very fierce, but all the strapping and chains are, these are chokers I bought at Walmart, except this came in the doll outfit, this gear, and then this was with Matilda, the girl for all time. Here are those little thigh bands that came with the doll outfit. They work great as kind of a wrist cuff. And then this, I think, was a belt. I opted to put it on her sleeve. I just didn't want these black straps touching the vinyl. I also added underneath an extra layer of cotton lace across this part where there was the staining. Oh, I did want to note, I recognize that Matilda's outfit is actually from the Tudor era. It's not a Victorian style. So I do know that, and anyone who's history people are gonna be like, ah, but anyway, it's what I had. I'll be doing something different eventually. Okay, and then the back, this is, I showed you those. I think they're supposed to be mechanical wings, and the straps obviously weren't going to fit because her arms are just way too big. But I just attached it to one of the chokers, and it's not very secure. I'd have to work on it to make it better. Now, what I did also do, I was able to get the stand on because everything's 2 pieces and had so much space with the snap, I was able to get that in. I didn't put the cloak on her yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do the cloak now. I just wanted you to see how she looked without the cloak before I got her fully dressed. I'm pretty pleased, actually. I'm really surprised how good this looks for just piecing it together and just willy-nilly in it. Though I have well, it's a pretty cool outfit. There's one on AliExpress I've been eyeing that I will probably get for her. It's really more appropriate for summer. This is definitely her winter wear, but okay, stay tuned for the cloak and you'll kind of get those final reveal photos. All right, here's the cloak, and the detail on here, it's not my favorite. I think it isn't quite in keeping with the full vibe. The hood fits. The ears do pose a pinch of an issue wanting to stick out, but it does fit. Oh, I didn't put her mechanical wings back on, but here she is in the full cloak. Not really sure how I would put her wings on in this, but we'll have to try it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited to have this new character, and I'm still formulating her name against all odds. Also, Cosplay Ellie is the other name that she's known by. Love everything about her. I just love it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Do you like this idea? Do you like steampunk? All right, we'll talk with you later. Bye.